Well, having some problems out here, guys. A lot of problems. Tractor won't start. It's too cold. Got 2 hypothermic calves over in my neighbor's barn. One of them's on the mend. Just found another one here this morning. The other one, I don't know, I'm starting to lose hope. So I had some other content planned this week. That's on the back burner. Until I get these calves fixed. I try to make videos while I'm going through this wire gate. So anyway, I'm not sure where this video is going to end. Probably got 2 or 3 hours of video recorded of just trying to doctor these calves up and get them not hypothermic. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I've been working on. See out here, it looks like we got snow. It's not snow, it's just ice. Solid ice. It's crazy. It was like 60 degrees 2 weeks ago. Now it's been 20 for the last week. Not fun. Remember when I said it looks like this calf was sick? It's definitely sick. Something's wrong. Doesn't have a fever. Went ahead and gave him antibiotics anyway, and a shot of B12. That was about 30 minutes ago or so. He still hasn't moved, so brought some tools out. I'm gonna fix him. I'm gonna give him this. Turn my wrist so far. CMPK oral gel. It's just a vitamin supplement. Screwdrivers. You stick this in his mouth and then use a screwdriver to push the syringe out. So we'll see if that does. Alright, this is that calf. I said I was worried about him. He went down Sunday. Neighbor came out. We helped him get him up. It's not looking good. Giving him antibiotics, B12, Dex. What else? Give him a tube of CMPK. His current temperature right now is 94.7. It's not good. He's on his way out. So I'll make some phone calls. Probably about to have to put him down. Alright, so talking with my neighbors. I've got one of them on the way to help me. Got the tractor started in the background there. We're going to load them up and take them to one of my other neighbors' places. They've got a barn with some heat lamps we can put on them. I'm going to call into work tomorrow. We're going to try and get him in there and see if we can get his temperature up. If we can't get the temp up, he's dead. So I got to move. Alright, so my neighbor's got a barn that I can get him in that gets him out of the elements. It's got power, so we've got an electric blanket on him there, a little heating pad, a heating lamp on him. We've got hay, there's some alfalfa, feed, water. It's been in here for a little while. He's still cold. Not shivering as bad as he was. Let me see if I can get a temp on him one-handed here. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna get a temp on him. Damn. 93.1 was the last temp I had on him. 93. It's not looking good, guys. Come on, bud. You can do it. So, he's showing improvement, which is encouraging. I'm going to stick out here with him for a few more hours. Check his temperature hourly. It's worth pointing out, though, if you're going to take on something like what I've done, probably one of the most important things you could do is canvass the neighborhood. Figure out who your neighbors are. My neighbors are good as gold, and I lucked into it. I didn't do that. I didn't go meet them intentionally. Didn't go talk to them, figure out what kind of people they were. But I lucked into most amazing neighbors. You know, none of this. This isn't my place. This is my neighbor's house. They helped me get them here. they have a facility to help me out here. When I went to check him earlier, I brought this with me because I figured it's probably what I was going to need. Stop the suffering and put him out of his misery. But neighbors bailed me out, gave me a best case scenario, best option, best thing I can hope for, best thing for him. Maybe we can save him. So, hay, feed, some alfalfa. They gave me some water. He's got everything he needs right there. Hopefully, I don't need this. Hopefully. If he lives, it'll only be because of my neighbors. So, if you're going to start a cattle operation, just understand that. You're going to be on your own unless you've got good neighbors.
Morning. 97.7. Slept in a little bit. It's a little after 7 now. Alright. Still alive and body temp's still coming up. I got the heater started back up on him. Alrighty. We'll go check on everybody else and I'll be back here in a little bit. Alright. So now his temp's starting to come up. We got to get some groceries in him. So, olive oil. This is a red cell. It's really for horses, but it'll help. Got some eggs we're going to scramble up and give to him. Put them in these syringes. And then, as we all know, corn syrup's basically just pure sugar, so we're giving some of that too. So I'm going to start giving him this and see if that brings him around. Well, this is a good sign. Move that feed over there next to it. I was going to put a handful of it up on his mouth, but as soon as I moved it over close, he started munching on it. Get to that alright. Good job. Yeah, he's all about it. That's a good sign. His temperature's still not back up to normal, but between the all the calories we just gave him with the corn syrup and red cell oil, gave him some eggs. I don't know if he'll sit here and munch on some feed. Come on, keep going, bud. He'll be back in shape in no time. Well, he's been eating more. Temperature's up to 98.5, so that's good. We're on track there. Need to get it up around 101 or so is normal for a calf. So, but he has been eating some feed, which is good. I got him to drink some water. Give him a little drink of something else now. It's a little bit of Canadian whiskey for him, a little R&R. So, give him a little bit of that and see what that does for him. Neighbors saying that just kind of helps him relax and get comfortable, and it's made out of corn, so it's basically just energy. So anyway, let me give him this real quick, and then I got another trick from the vet I'm going to show you. Alright, so this is dextrose. This is generally given IV. I don't know how to do that, but I went and talked to a local vet and told her what I had going on and everything that I was doing, and she said it sounded like I was doing everything right, and with the just getting the sugar in them with the corn syrup and stuff. But she said here's another option. So this is basically, once again, it's just sugar. I'm going to give it sub-Q, and I'm going to give him 100 cc's of it right now. We'll come back and do it again here in a couple hours. The reason it's sitting in water is that's hot water. So not only does my neighbor have this sweet barn, but it has running water, and it not only has running water, it has hot running water. That's really hot. So I stuck my thermometer in it while I was just running it out of the tap, and it was too hot for the thermometer to read. So I soaked it for a little while, dumped that out, put fresh in it, soaked that again for a few minutes. Should be nice and warm now. So we're going to give him 5 shots at a time. So that's a 20 milliliter or cc syringe. And this whole setup, the 500 milliliter bottle and the syringe costs $6. So, and it came from a vet, so it seems legit. So we're going to try this. So we'll just give it to him sub-Q, and we'll give him, several shots just on both sides of his neck, several places. And so the idea is that sugar is going to absorb straight in pretty quickly. It's going to help him get his energy back, and it's warm, so he's going to get that warm liquid kind of, around his muscles, and should help him get warm. So let me give him this real quick. Getting them shots makes you thirsty, doesn't it, bud? Good job. That's good. That's what I like to see. So he was leaning over trying to get to that. It was just too far away. I'd had to move it out of my way so I could give him those shots. So I got 2 on this side of his neck, 2 on that side, and then 1 over here. You can see that wet spot I accidentally poked all the way through. Squirted a little bit through the other side, so I moved over and got him again. That happens sometimes, especially like this guy. I mean, he's so fluffy. So speaking of that, I think what's going on here is I think he was starting to get kind of run down. Wasn't getting enough feed, but I couldn't tell just from looking at him because he's so fuzzy. I couldn't tell that he was starting to lose condition, so I didn't have any, indications or any signs that I needed to start increasing his feed. And then it got cold and he didn't have enough energy. So I don't think he was ever actually sick. So you see he's pooped a couple times in here. So it's not runny or anything. He's kind of sat on it, but it's firm. That's what you expect, so that's good. I like to see that. Well, he was real thirsty, wasn't he? Gave him that whiskey earlier. So I think that's what happened. So kind of note to self, this time of year when they're real fluffy like this, you can't just look at them and tell what their condition's looking like, because their fur's so thick it hides it. So normally you can tell if their hips are kind of sunken in right there in front of their hips rather. So just a good practice, and I need to go do this on the rest of them, but just put them in the head gate and just feel on them, right? Or at least get them in the chute, maybe not in the actual gate, but just get them to where I can put hands on them. So that's the idea behind all of this, trying to get him to eat, give him the sugar, the corn syrup that we're giving him, gave him the olive oil, that red cell, so that's just some extra nutrients, extra vitamins, some eggs, and the whiskey, just anything that's going to give him fast energy to help kind of get him back on his feet. That's what we want to do, right? Because heating pad and the light and all, that's cool. And that's good for saving him, but we can't just heat him from the outside. We got to get his energy levels up so that he can heat himself from the inside. And that's the only way we'll be able to save him. It's cold when the dirt roads are icy. How you doing, buddy? Figured I better come turn his heater back on for him. Turns off every 2 hours. It's a bummer. Wish it would just stay on. Cold in here, but notably better. How you doing, dog? Not my dog. This one's Protector. Take his temp while I'm out here. Came back down a little bit from where he was at earlier to 98.2. Peg kind of slipped off your buddy. It's cold anyway. Alright. Hey. $99. Good. Fan of that. And that's with his heating pad turned off for a little while. Let's keep your leg tucked in here, bud. Oh, yeah. Alright. Got heating pads back on him. It kind of slid down. Alright. Be back in the morning. Plan on being back out here. I gotta go to work tomorrow, so got to be out here before then. That starts at 6, so probably, I don't know, 5:30, something like that. I'll be here, so be up around 5. That's doable. See you in the morning. He still looks pretty pitiful, but that's looking better. Cool. So, got some more stuff I'm going to give him, and then I'll see if I can get him to eat a little bit of feed, drink a little bit of water, and I got to go to work, so I'll be back in 10 hours. So, alright, I got to go get my stuff ready. Come on. It's only 22 degrees. Crap. Well, let's make some phone calls. Damn it. I didn't notice him when I first came out. Okay, he's standing. Not very well. His mouth is cold. He's hypothermic like the other one. Looks like maybe in a little bit better shape though. Make some more phone calls. And then there was two. Now if you look at that one versus this one, which one would you think had the higher body temp? That one's at 99.8. That one was at 93.3. But he's got his head perked up. He's eating hay. He's eating feed. He's on water. He looks a lot better. I think he's probably going to stand up on his own by the time I get back. So, oh boy. Anyway, I think I'm probably going to be taking the day off work tomorrow again. I got to do something. We got to make a change and get all these guys some shelter. It's about to get worse, the weather that is. So, I got to figure something out. Let you know when I do. And you guys see that? Someone just driving a tractor around at my pasture. Just kidding. It's my neighbor. I told you how awesome they are. They came and got some hay bales, and nice of him, he unstacked some of them for me so I don't have to pull them down with my ropes the way I do. And he left me the ones down on the ground that are easy for me to get at. So, what a guy. What a guy. Well, number 13 there is doing pretty good. He's not up on his feet yet. I'd said earlier maybe that he might be back on his feet on his own by the next time I came out to check him. Let's be honest though, I'm checking him pretty often. So he's been in here for I think about 3 hours at this point. His temp when he came in was 93.3. It's up to 98.9 already. You'll notice no heating pad, just a lamp. Keep in mind this guy has been in here since Monday night. It's now Wednesday night with a heating pad. Got another low wattage heating pad underneath of him there, and a heat lamp on him. And his temperature when I checked it was 98.9. So in a matter of 3 hours, this guy has recovered as much as number 4 has over the last couple days. I missed it. I wasn't recording, but he's been just chowing down on that feed. He's eating the hay that we got in front of him. He's drinking water. It's all good. I'm going to move that water just in case I don't want him, if he does like this one, just dunks his head like that, they can drown. So I'll move that a little bit further away from him. But so he's got his head up. He's alert. He knows what's going on. What we're looking at is the difference between like 2 or 3 hours maybe of being hypothermic and about 15 hours of being hypothermic before we got him in here. So we gave him kind of the same concoction that I've been giving number 4 here. So that's that red cell and corn syrup, and that's actually all I gave him. We warm it up, kind of force feed it to him. As soon as he got in here though, he was munching on hay. He was chowing down on that feed. He's eaten as much out of that feed bucket as number 4 has the whole time he's been in here, just in a couple hours. And I think the only reason he stopped is because I came back in here. Haven't given him any shots, anything, nothing but just a few ounces of corn syrup, a few ounces of red cell, feed, hay, and a nice warm light and a place out of the wind. So I don't know if it's how easy it is to tell. He is still shivering, and he is still cold. It should be up around 101 or so, and he's still down, almost 99. But in 3 hours, that's excellent improvement. So I figure tomorrow morning we'll get him stood up. I bet he'll be pretty close to normal if he's not standing on his own in the morning. And yeah, by the end of the day, maybe the next day, might keep him in here a little bit longer. Might have to put him in a different pen. We'll see what we decide to do, but he might just trample everything and spill the water, and eat all this guy's feed, which he can eat himself sick on that. I got more. But, yeah, probably within a day or so, he'll be back out in the pasture. So now this one is still on his mom. He's not weaned. This one is. Another problem that I may be seeing here is that this one I had to wean a little bit early. Earlier than I would have liked because his mom died. Kind of ironically, actually. His mom died of heat stroke a few months back. And now he's dying of hypothermia. It's ironic, but it's not a good joke. Anyway, his mom's still out there, so we'll probably bottle feed him in the morning. We got some milk replacer. I got a bottle feed him, get him some milk, in addition to a little bit of feed and some hay and water, heat lamp. He ought to be just fine. So I mentioned the other day that it's hard to be able to just visually see what the condition is, especially on these calves with their winter coat on them. When you can get your hands on them, though, you can feel right in here. This guy, he's nice and thick. He's still living on mother's milk. Both sides. And meaty. Not quite as deep as I'd like him to be. I don't know if this will be apparent on camera, but this guy just kind of hollowed out. So I can push that in. That's not good. So what that means is, yeah, I mean, I can feel his whole skeleton here, ribs, I can feel them. You know, I mean, look at the space between his ribs there. Right, hard to see because of the fur, right? That's not good. But because he's so fluffy, I wasn't able to see that. This guy, yeah, that's the space between those ribs. There's not really any. Maybe a little bit, but you won't be able to see it on camera, I don't think. But just a lot thicker. So he's in a lot better shape. I hope he stays that way. I love watching this. He's chewing right now. Hang on a minute. Terrible timing. He's just getting after that hay, though. It's an excellent sign. The fact that number 4 won't eat any hay is discouraging. This guy, he's got that feed sitting right there in front of him. He prefers the grass, though. You know, he's a ruminant. That's what they thrive on. See that tongue going? Just as fast as he can shovel that hay in there. He'll get a big old mouthful, chew on it for a minute. He's been doing this for like 10 minutes. I've just been sitting here watching him. It's awesome. So he still knows what's going on, right? He knows he's cold. He knows he needs energy. He knows that the way to get energy is to eat grass and feed. He's eating a lot of feed. But grass, though, that's what he needs. Body still knows that. His brain still knows that. So he's going to sit here and chow down. And I talked about this with number 4 the other day. You know, heating pad's cool and all, but what we got to do is get energy inside of him so that he's making his own heat. Right? This guy, he's sitting over here stoking the furnace right now. That's what he's doing, eating all that grass. He's just stoking that furnace. He's got to raise his temperature. He knows it. He's in a nice warm spot. He's in a good place, but he's still cold. The way to fix that, calories. The way that calories get best processed through cows, grass. Look at him go. He's just tearing it up. I'm going to have to bring him some more, I think, before I leave. That back there behind him, there's kind of a draft that comes through. This moves. It's designed as like a squeeze chute for goats. But it's drafty, so we kind of pack some hay there just to insulate them from the cold that is that way. You don't want to cover up a cow that's cold, though. If you have a cow that's hypothermic, or a calf in this case, you don't want to just cover them up with like a blanket because they're cold. So if you insulate them and they're not making heat from the inside, then you're just insulating the cold. Does that make sense? Like an ice cube. That's the way my vet explained it to me. So this is, you know, you think about an ice cube. If you put it in an insulated box, like a cooler, it lasts a lot longer, right? Well, we don't want that cold to last. We want it to go away, so we need to expose it to heat, which we have artificially right there. Look at that. Eat it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, buddy. So, he's stoking his furnace up. We got some extra heat coming in, a little bit of supplemental heat. But he's going to get stoked up on the inside and just keep making body heat. And he's going to be good to go, I think. This is super encouraging. After several days of this, he won't move his head. Maybe I can show you. I can move it. Put his head over here. Oh, he found some water on his way over. Drinking it, or you just stuck? Don't want him to drown. That's not good. Another thing. That's not good. That's his initial stool right after he got in here. Firm the way you'd expect. That bit processed grass. That's results of a liquid diet that he's been on for a couple days. Sucks though. I can't get him to eat solid food. You know, I don't know what else to do. See this guy right here? He's chowing down on that solid food. It's perfect. That's what we want to see. This guy, what we're fighting here is organ failure. Basically, he's trying to stop it. His body's trying to shut down. He got too cold for too long. He's just ready to die. I'm gonna try and prevent that. I'm gonna sit out here for a little bit longer and just watch this one eat. Get it, 13. I'll bring you more in a minute. You can have seconds, thirds, and fourths, as much as you want. He's gonna eat himself healthy. That's what's gonna happen over here. Get you some milk replacer in the morning. You like that? See, look at him. He already acts like he wants to stand up. I could probably stand him up right now. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to let him sit and just eat, rest. Problem you can run into, and they've been laying down for a long time like this one, is their legs will get numb. And then they can't stand up. The other problem is their lungs will get fluid in it, and then they'll get pneumonia. If he gets pneumonia, he'll spike a fever. That's how we'll know. Which I was joking with my neighbor the other day. So, well, at least his body temp will be up, you know. But it's not how it works, though. He's already in a weakened state. If he's got an infection, yeah, his body temp might be up, but it's just going to kill him quickly. So we got to keep a close eye on him. I did notice he had some mucus discharge. Normally, that's not a super good indication. That can happen, even if they're not sick. They can have some mucus, but yeah, in this condition, it's a little bit concerning. I don't see him. Oh, look at that. Yeah, buddy. Oh, well, I'm glad I put that there. Oh, that's great. Get it all. Yeah. Well, see, this is why I come out here at 10 o'clock at night. Just sit here and watch them and change stuff and see if I can get improvement. He's eating a little bit of hay. Good. If he can start getting grass in him, he'll do like this guy's doing, eat himself healthy again. Forgot what I was saying. I was so excited to see him eat that hay. I'm gonna shove some more of that over there for him.
So I helped him up, but he stood right up on his own, no problem. Well, not on his own. I had to help him, but 101.3 temp on that one. Good. 99.3, number 4 down there. I was getting hopeful when his temp was coming up the other day and starting to eat some feed and drink water. And at this point, starting to get discouraged again. I don't know. Keep trying as long as we can. Won't give up on him, but maybe with the number 13 there still in his feed, that'll motivate him to get up. Just having a buddy in there with him. I don't know. Liking that though. Oh, I got another one. Dang it. It's rough.